Okay, so welcome. Today we're going to set up a SureStream link on the bench. It's a common inquiry that we have, how to set up and test a SureStream link on two new APT/IP codecs before we deploy them into the field. Okay, so you have your two APT codecs. We call this one the studio, this one the transmitter. You found yourself two switches. You need 5 Ethernet cables in total. Each APT/IP codec, as you know, has two Ethernet ports, Ethernet 0 to connect to one network and Ethernet 1 to connect to the second network. So you have two component streams across two networks. So quite simply, with the blue network, you connect to the Ethernet 0 on what we call the studio codec, and you connect to Ethernet 0 on the transmitter codec. And then with the green network, you connect to Ethernet 1 on both the transmitter codec and the studio codec. We also have the 5th Ethernet cable, which connects from the switch straight to the management PC, and now we're ready to configure the units through the GUI. Now we've done the physical setup of the units, it's time to move to the GUI and the actual configuration of the units from the GUI. First thing I like to do here is actually check that I've got visibility from my management PC by doing a simple ping test to each unit. So here I'm pinging the studio unit, which is sitting on 120, and I can see I'm getting response there. And I'll also ping what I call the transmitter unit, which is sitting on 130, and again I'm getting a response, so I know that I can see the units on their IP addresses from my management PC here. So if I go to Google Chrome, I can use Firefox as well, and then I should be able to type in the IP address of the management port, which should bring me to a login screen for the GUI. There it is. So admit that is my studio unit, and if I do the same thing for the transmitter unit, but of course with the address 130, again I should get the login screen, and here I am now sitting on 120. I call this unit the studio unit, and 130 the transmitter unit. We also give you a warning to change the login and the password each time, obviously a security consideration. So now we're ready to configure our SureStream links. Okay, so first of all we'll set our encoder, but before I do that I just want to show you where the network settings are applied for Ethernet 0 and Ethernet 1, and that's in the menu System and Network. I did a little bit of a cheat and changed the IP addresses before I made this clip from the defaults to 100.120 on Ethernet 0 and 101.121 on Ethernet 1. The far side, at the transmitter unit, we look as well System and Network. This is where we're transmitting to Ethernet 0, 100.130 and 101.131. So let's go back into the studio side and build our first connections. So I go to the menu Connection, then I click Advanced, then I click Profile, Create, and I will call this SureStream Test. Save. I'm going to build a simplex connection, and the reason why will become apparent later. So I'm choosing my algorithm, enhanced aptX stereo, 32K, 15K bandwidth, which will be 256 kilobits bit rate, and then I add my streams to carry the audio data from the studio to the transmitter side. Stream 0 audio, transmit only, it's simplex, transmitting from Ethernet 0, I'm going to the far side transmitter unit, which is 192.168.100.130. Port 5004 is good. Okay, then I can do a little cheat here, highlight that stream, copy, and I just need to modify. So I'll change that to stream 1, and this time we're going across Ethernet 1, and we'll go to 101.131, I believe it is. I need to go up a port, so 5006, and OK that. So now we have enhanced aptX, stereo, 15K, bandwidth, 256K bitrate, being delivered across two Ethernet ports, Ethernet 0 and Ethernet 1, here and here, to two different Ethernet ports on the far side. I apply. If I've got any errors in that, I'll get a valx, no, and I should get an alarm as we're not configured at the far side. Let's now move to the transmitter site codec, which is actually the receiving unit, and we do the same process again. So we're going into connection, advanced. At this time we're configuring the decoder because we're receiving from the studio site to this transmitter site. So I configure as enhanced aptX, stereo, 32K, and then I'll add the streams to receive from Ethernet 0 and from Ethernet 1. So this time it's receive, Ethernet 0, it's port 5004. Again, I can cheat by highlighting and then copy, change it to stream 1, receive, and this time it's Ethernet 1 and it's port 5006. Now what we do slightly differently here is add a third stream, which is what we call a monitor stream. So this just gives you the aggregation of what has happened on both component streams coming from Ethernet 0 across the blue network and Ethernet 1 across the green network. I call this monitoring stream, and receive, Ethernet 0 doesn't matter, and I pick a port well north of where we are on our receive port, so I'll click 5030. OK, apply. So now I can see that everything is green, and if I expand my screen to the right, I can see that I am now receiving left, right, CD audio from the studio side, and I go to my performance monitoring, which can give us some really interesting information. So here we see the component stream received on Ethernet 0, the component stream received on Ethernet 1. If this were the real world and you were running this across open internet, you would see lots of drop packets, lots of duplicate packets on both these links. But this is a really important one, and this is a monitor stream. So if we look on the monitor stream, we can see that the bit rate is the aggregate of the two streams added together. So 758, which is roughly 385, plus 364, 370 added together. So the two component streams, 0 and 1, are the monitoring stream. So for example, if I pull the stream on Ethernet 1, we'll be able to see the bit rate die on Ethernet 1, but of course our audio is unaffected because we're still receiving audio in stream 0. If we look at our monitoring stream, we can see that the bit rate is 9.5. If I restore, we'll see everything come back, and this bit rate on the monitor stream will double up again, and we'll see that we had a loss of connection on Ethernet 0 and Ethernet 1. So that's really the key to understanding SureStream, is to have your two component streams configured on Ethernet 0 Ethernet 1 across 2 independent networks, and then to have this monitoring stream to really give you an overview of the packets that are being passed to the DSP. And when you see that you have no drop packets, no resequence packets, no loss of connection errors on this monitor stream, everything is good. You can build a duplex link just by reversing the process. So building the sending streams that I built on the studio site, you can build those on the transmitter site, and then you put your monitor stream back on the studio site. So that builds a full duplex connection by configuring a simplex. I hope this video has been useful. More information can be found on SureStream and the entire APT codec range at WorldCastSystems.com.